that's how most All Black stories end, in a New Zealand victory. For facing these 15 men in black is the toughest of tests.
The ultimate measurement is wearing your national team's jumper, playing against the All Blacks in a test match.
There's never an easy game against the Blacks. You knew if you played, you're going to absolutely cop from every angle, every player. They're just possessed when they get that black jersey on.
When you go in the New Zealand stadium, you really feel a special atmosphere. It's like, you know, a ring, you know, and you feel, oh, if we're not ready, we can be hurt.
The All Blacks have a winning record against every single rugby nation. So if you play the All Blacks, you will be on the wrong end of a hiding at some stage.
My worst was definitely Wellington in 1999 before the World Cup. We were thinking that we could beat that team, but after 10 minutes, I think that was 25-0 for New Zealand.
It is an atmosphere which is really all-encompassing. There is nowhere to hide when you're there. If you're doing well, it's fine. If you're not doing well, then it's pretty oppressive.
There was a lot of bad moments, but I won't talk about those.
They just do a job. They do the professional job no matter who's in front of them. And if it happens to be that they're 20 or 30 points better, then they will be. And if it's 40 or 50, then it's the same again.
I think 88, when JK in the first test, I think he ran around me twice, scored 2 tries.
Straight sprint, and he left Campese behind.
I think that was the worst series I've ever had in rugby.
There are players, and very good players, of my generation who have never beaten the All Blacks.
But some do. Take the French in the 1999 Rugby World Cup.
Playing New Zealand in Twickenham in '99 in the semi-final was like running close to a horse and somebody says to you, you're going to arrive before the horse. Nobody believed really in our chances. Even us, I think.
As the game moved into the second half, the All Blacks led by 14 points. The World Cup final was beckoning. And then this, a stirring.
Lam is on, chips over and through it. Dort is there for the try.
On that day, I think we grabbed the opportunity.
France scored 26 unanswered points. The All Blacks were stunned. This wasn't supposed to happen.
Wilson's got a hell of a lot to do. He hasn't done it. Bernard Sell has surely won this game for France.
It was a moment of magic.
France have beaten the All Blacks, the biggest upset in the whole of Rugby World Cup history.
As an All Black, losing's hard to stomach.
We seem to believe that every All Black team in the past has won every single test match. So we look through history of All Black rugby with rose-tinted glasses. We don't like losing.
You ask any New Zealander when the last loss the All Blacks had, and they'd come up with it straight away, you know, and you know, there's a few glaring ones that they'd bring up. 99 World Cup, 2003 World Cup.
Mortlot! And the Wallabies have just smothered New Zealand out of this game.
It's hard for me to have a loss, very hard.
People get a bit gloomy when they don't win, yeah.
We'll probably sulk for a good couple of days.
Replay some of the old matches.
We're like chicks when they lose a boyfriend, you know, sit down with chocolate, with a soppy movie.
I have to sit down sometimes and evaluate what happened and think, why did we lose?
It's wrong, I know, but that's just the way we are, yeah.
If we lose any test match, this country goes into mourning. For example, the radio, you will get taught back for hour after hour, dissecting every second of every match, what went wrong, who did what, who should be sacked.
When we got beaten, you not only let the All Blacks down, but you let New Zealand down. And, you know, the taxi drivers or they didn't want to talk to you either.
Not many days that go by they don't think about the World Cup in '95.
Stransky, he's having the drop kick. Heartache and heartbreak. What a shattering blow.
Yeah, I can always remember Jim Bolger, our Prime Minister, during the time I was captain, saying, you know, Sean, when the All Blacks win, I'd love to be the All Black captain, and when they lose, I'd much rather be the Prime Minister of New Zealand.
Putting aside what perhaps the rest of the country thinks, it's hard to take as a player for the All Blacks because, you know, it's something you never want to do. You know, you back yourself to go out and win every game, perform, and when you don't, it's pretty disappointing.
But beware a wounded All Black.
People say to me, what's the most memorable game you had for the All Blacks? Without question, 1993 when we lost to the Lions in Wellington. I played the worst game of my All Black career.
One down. The British Lions simply had to snatch a victory from the second test to keep the series alive.
The All Blacks have lost it.
Guscott, now Underwood, he's away, he's a flyer, they'll never stop him, not this time, great try.
The second test win, the Lions in '93, was a very good performance.
And that was the biggest defeat that we'd ever inflicted on the New Zealanders.
And the referee blows his whistle, the Lions beating the All Blacks by 20 points to 7.
I can still remember going back into the change room after that and saying, make a mental note of the way you feel now, because make sure you never want to come back here again.
The whole of the British and Irish press are saying the series is just about won, and I say, no, it's not. You know, you don't understand, again, the mentality. When these guys are down, they have an even greater resolve to pick themselves up, and they'll just come at us 10 times harder.
A man who knows his foe. Sure enough, haunted by defeat and hounded by an angry nation, the All Blacks and their captain came back stronger.
This is belted up stuff from the All Blacks now. Joseph, they must score here, do they, through Fitzpatrick? Yes! Sean Fitzpatrick, after all the disappointment of Athletic Park, comes up with a try. And the final whistle from Patrick Robin, and the All Blacks have won the series.
I made sure that every other game I played for the All Blacks, I remember that game. So I wouldn't have to go back to that disappointment of the failure that we had on that day in Wellington.
So Fitzpatrick carried off a Lions shirt, while Moore got what so many want.
I do have a New Zealand shirt. Yeah, I've got one of Sean's shirts. It's proudly in the garden shed, actually.
The black shirt is something special. As soon as I played against the All Blacks, the only goal that I wanted is to have one at my home.
I've got one All Black jersey, and that's the first All Black I played against, Blair Larson, and it's in my study, and it takes pride place.
Before you swap your All Black jersey, think, does he deserve it? Because it's such a special jersey. Never sell your All Black jersey, because it's something that you've worked so hard to get.